So it's time to rock again in our living rooms. How do we do that in Rock Band?
Rock Band is a very ambitious title for us. Not only are we allowing people to play different multiplayer games, help! Don't put me in the water. Okay.
He's ending up in the lake, you know that. He's ending up in the water over there. I can feel it.
Not in the water.
You're
So how about the graphics?
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Rigopulos. I saw that in slow motion is the thing. It was like... So Rock Band is a very ambitious title for Harmonix. Not only can you play single-player versions of a drum campaign, a guitar campaign, and also a vocal campaign, but we tie it all together with the Band World Tour, which allows 4 people to play together as a band through a world tour where you can play either online, in different configurations. You can have people either kind of all in the same room, or 2 people in my room, 2 people in, you know, a living room across the country or around the world, or 1 in each living room around the world or wherever. It's very kind of configurable and very easy to get into. We also have multiplayer games that are competitive, where you can play kind of drums versus drums head to head, or guitar versus guitar head to head.
So you don't actually need 4 people?
No, exactly. You can play the band game just with a vocalist and a drummer if you want, or with, you know, a guitarist and a bass player or whatever. But then the online component also, you know, it really shrinks the world, because you don't need to have 4 people all in the same neighborhood, or all in the same block, or all in the same room. You can kind of put yourself out there, you know, and play with people who are either, you know, better than you or worse than you. I mean, we'll have matchmaking that kind of allows you to get into games that are fun. Our goal basically is to kind of break away the barrier of online versus offline, or gamer versus non-gamer, and just kind of enable people to play music with other people.
But if I play online, I will never know if one of them is wearing a white belt.
The white belt, that's right. I mean, you'll be able to chat, so you can always ask the question.
Okay, that's great. That's comforting.
Rock Band is shipping with a dedicated set of peripherals. We have a guitar controller that we're very proud of. It's actually shaped just like a mini Strat, and we've put a lot of effort into making it appear realistic. You know, we're really going for authenticity in our controller design, and so instead of having buttons that extrude out of the neck, you know, the buttons are actually built into the neck, and, you know, we have a 5-way switch, and we have things that actually increase the range of play. So we have 2 sets of buttons, one at the top near the head of the guitar, and then another down near the pickups, and just kind of giving you another place to go when you play solos, or you know, it actually adds to the overall sensation that you're playing guitar. On the drums are a piece of work, because, you know, they are designed to be played like real drums. And one of the things that we're most proud of on the drum game is that as you play through the campaign from easy through to expert, we're effectively teaching you how to play drums. It's not a straight up simulation like the guitar is. You know, on the guitar, it's really, if you're an expert guitar player in our game, you can't step up to a guitar with strings and play a song. You know, the skills just don't translate the same way. On the drums, that's not true, and we've seen it at our company. We have people who don't have, you know, a lot of rhythm, who don't have a lot of musical chops, and they sneak off and they play the drum game every day, and, you know, we stick them back behind a drum set, and they can actually keep a beat, and that's really interesting. And so the drum controller is really built to, you know, sit in your living room and take you out of that space and put you on a stage where you're behind a drum set, and, you know, you're bashing away and you're playing drums to these songs. And it's been very gratifying to kind of work on something that, you know, we think is going to blow people's minds.
So tell me about the songs as well.
We are going back to the kind of same process that we've always had for our games, where we sit our people in a room together and we talk about the songs that we love. And, you know, a lot of the music in the game is you know, they're all songs that we like. And I wish I could tell you that we had, you know, a scientific process for choosing songs, but in fact we are all music nerds and we just argue it out, and we take into consideration a lot of the kind of things that will make a good level versus a boring level, and we have a lot of kind of gamey things that we look for in songs, in music, for both the guitar parts and the drum parts and the bass parts and the vocal parts. But at the end of the day, we're really picking songs that we like. And in the demo today here at E3, I guess at the pre-E3 event at EA, we have a pretty wide selection of songs, from The Hives to Mountain to David Bowie to Black Sabbath. We're crossing a lot of genres, I think, staying in the world of rock, but we're just kind of choosing the songs that we think will play well and that we're proud of. On Rock Band, we're making an effort to get as many original tracks as possible, and in the demo today, I think 6 out of the 7 songs are original tracks. It's important for us, and we have the budget to make it happen, and we have the connections to make it happen through MTV, through all of our relationships with in the music industry. And one of the funny things for us is kind of when we get tracks, we're like kids on Christmas morning, because it's like, oh, the original tracks for Nirvana just showed up, and we kind of can sit there and we kind of listen to the vocals, and we break down the drums, and we can actually we're transported to the studio where all that stuff happened. It's like getting a peek at music history. And so again, as nerds, as music nerds, it's very exciting for us, and I think there's a huge payoff for the players who actually get to play the real deal.
Do you feel you have to pay homage to the original artists?
I like the fact that we're including the original artists, and I think that we've always done a really good job of recording covers, and we're always we're pretty faithful to the originals. But and in fact, as we're recording covers, it allows us some flexibility in authoring. We can kind of make a solo a little longer, kind of move a note here, move a note there, and when you're dealing with the masters, you really are kind of locked into the classic tracks. You don't have that space to kind of change the song for the game. That said, there's huge value in getting the masters in there, because it's really gratifying for the players, and I think it's gratifying for the bands. It's like there's something nice and organic about having the actual tracks in the game. Our goal kind of at Harmonix has always been to give to allow people to experience, or to enable people to experience the sensation of playing music. And we have a lot of musicians on staff, and we all have gotten that rush, gotten that high, and going all the way back to Frequency and through Karaoke Revolution and into the Guitar Hero games. Our point has always been to allow a gamer or someone who doesn't have any musical ability to express themselves musically, or at least to kind of feel that connection, that visceral connection to a song, view Rock Band as a gateway to actual music. I am so excited to hear stories of people who go out and buy real instruments and start real bands.
So what is the next step? What's next?
Well, we have our hands full just finishing Rock Band. We have a lot of work to do to get it ready for this Christmas, both on the hardware and on the software. So, the sky's the limit. We are very excited about this release, because it's really a bold statement about kind of how music games in particular want to be played and what people expect, and I think we're setting the bar pretty high with Rock Band, and we're pouring a lot of effort into it. And as for kind of what comes after Rock Band, we really view Rock Band as a platform for which for people to experience music, where someday on the cover of whatever huge music magazine, there's going to be a guy on there who looks back and says, if it wasn't for Rock Band, I wouldn't be here right now. And there are people who are experiencing new music through Rock Band. And I think this is a big step for us, and it's a big step for music games, and it's a big step for music in general. And we're pretty excited about this right now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.